Hey guys, welcome to bonus episode 7 of our Bachelorette recap. So I guess this is Tasia episode 3, but Bachelorette season 16 episode 7. So what do you think of the app?
What do I think of the episode?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't say the full word.
Well, I had to define it first. Now I know Ep meant episode, so
Yes.
Thanks. Cool. Alright, well I guess we'll jump right into it. So episode opens where Ben's a little frustrated about not getting time.
Yeah, like it got to the point where he got on my nerves, but by the end of the episode he was fine.
Yeah, he was a little whiny there, but it's fine. Then we got Noah giggling that he may have started his own drama club. Okay, Noah,
Yeah.
you're just so funny.
He's immature.
Yeah, so that was pretty much like the intro to the episode. So then Chris tells everyone when he pulls them together to talk about the date. He says that basically in a nutshell that Noah's bold and Tasia likes that. So the guys are still butthurt over Noah being on that date. Bennett in particular, but I guess we can cover that as we go through the episode.
Yes.
So the rest of the guys who were not on the first date, which if you didn't watch last week's episode, it was basically like a boxing match, fighting match.
Yeah.
And so they're going to stay back, but the other guys will go on a date to win a one-on-one date, and they have to write a song and sing it to Tasia to win a one-on-one. My favorite line of the whole episode is when Bennett says he didn't take music classes at Harvard, but he did spit some flow to his friends.
Yeah.
Can
it was
you
funny.
imagine Bennett spitting flow to his friends?
He probably just was drunk and,
Yeah. Like, what would his flow even be about?
Well, we saw.
But I mean, like, we saw in the episode, but like back at Harvard to his friends,
I
what would
feel
have
like
been
he just rapped along to songs.
like,
Tupac or whatever.
for sure? Or was he like, chess club, glee club, I play lacrosse?
Yo, 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 I'm the best lacrosse player in Massachusetts.
And I sip tea in my low socks. No
Yeah.
socks, because he doesn't wear socks. He wears loafers.
Stinky foot.
Something like that. Okay, anyways. So then, these were my thoughts, and then you can tell me your thoughts of the guys. So, Kenny thought he should have been better. He's a boy band manager.
Yes,
Boy
yeah.
bands write some of the best love songs. Have you ever heard of the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, that did strike me as kind of weird because his performance was lackluster. Although, I mean, I feel like, he is kind of behind the scenes, and that's nerve-wracking. So I did kind of cut them all a little bit slack.
I didn't cut Kenny a slack because
He looks weird. That's why I didn't cut him slack.
No, it's because just because you're behind the scenes, you hear so much of this music, so you should have known what to sing.
Ripped off a lyric, yeah.
Yeah, I would have. Like the NSYNC song, what's that? God must have spent a little more time
Yes.
on you. He could have totally spun that into, I don't know, something.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah.
Be more creative, Kenny. Riley, he did poetry. He didn't actually sing a song.
I was thinking it evolved into more of a poetry slam
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. It was more like a slam. Okay.
and I think it was because they probably didn't have a good singing voice and they were kind of afraid to sing.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
And I think that's probably why Bennett rapped, because it was like nobody wanted to hear them hitting notes.
That's what I was getting to next. Bennett raps. Please look up that clip because I'm sure it's funny. Let's see. I felt that he was the best, actually. He kind of rapped a little bit, but I felt like he was the best at like what he said, and I don't know. So him getting the jumping ahead, he does get the run-on-one, but I thought he was the best too, even before that.
I thought he did well, but I thought DeMar was the best.
Oh, do you know what I thought about DeMar?
What?
I thought DeMar's song reminded me of an Adam Sandler song.
Well, I mean, like me personally, I kind of went through the thought process, I guess. I mean, Tasia liked how Ivan brought her on stage and all that. When I'm saying DeMar was the best, he gave the song a title, which impressed me.
True. Mocha Latte. Look it up on Spotify.
I thought he was more creative, which
Okay.
is where I'm coming from. I was like, oh, he's creative. He really took this seriously. That's kind of the, I guess, the lens I'm looking at it through. And that's why, like, I'm looking at this and I was like, kind of jumping ahead, I guess, but so far from the season, I was like, if this was my Bachelorette, I would be between Bennett and Damar.
Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. I definitely would not have picked Kenny because I would have been like, come on, Kenny, get your head out of here.
I'm like shocked that he has made it as far as he has.
Agreed. I wouldn't have picked Riley. I thought Bennett's was funny. Yeah. I did like Ivan the best for other reasons. But
I understand why she picked Ivan. It makes sense.
But I feel like Damar, because he does remind me of an Adam Sandler song, I may have actually picked him, though, because I love all Adam Sandler's rendition.
Yeah. I mean, he was funny and creative.
Correct.
That was my...
Yeah. I get that. Okay. So Ivan gets the one-on-one, and their date's pretty cute. They play The Floor is Lava, so they could get to the phone to order food. So I'm like, oh, this is cute. Now, here's where I have a problem with this date. The pillow fight. We have both worked in hotels, okay? I'm calling bullshit that the hotel used pillows with that much feathers in it.
Yeah.
Especially since it was a La Quinta.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. Not buying it.
Yeah, those were definitely placed by the producers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so
especially like they'll have feather pillows in a hotel, but not usually something like that. Like that's kind of, that was more for show.
Yeah, so I just thought that was stupid. But
yeah, that was odd.
So don't expect to go to the La Quinta, ladies and gentlemen, and expect to be in a pillow fight. Because that's not going to happen with those pillows.
Yeah, it was kind of,
false advertisement.
Yeah, I thought their date was pretty cool. They both connected on they're both mixed. They both actually have black fathers. Mm-hmm. And they connected on being black or mixed in pretty much growing up in white neighborhoods. And they talked about the Black Lives Matter movement and George Floyd. Mm-hmm. And they had a little moment there. But I think, obviously, I think that is kind of, period. That's kind of going on now, especially when that would have been, what was that, July, maybe August? So that would have been like super relevant then. So, maybe that was kind of on their minds, or that might have been, production might have wanted them to talk about that. However, that is something they really do have in common. They would have grown up totally the same. So I feel like they do really connect. They have a lot in common. So I see them going pretty far.
I definitely liked how Ivan talked about his younger brother, and it didn't seem like a fake story unless he's really good at fake crying. Oh, yeah. But you could tell he was choked up talking about the story. I thought that was really cool that he was able to open up about that. But I agree, like the whole thing, they connected really well, and I actually couldn't remember how old Ivan was, and for some reason I was thinking he was only 24, but it did flash across the screen that he was 28, because I think he's a front runner for sure, but when I thought he was 24, I thought, is this going to work?
Exactly.
She's like 31, I think.
So, like in that realm, but yeah, and honestly, he seems mature for 28.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, he seems like a cool guy. And that's the thing, like you hear these kind of sob stories, and there are people that do fake stuff like that, but a lot of people do have kind of, not to seem insensitive, but like a screwed up family member, somebody that's, been through some stuff. And that, I think that does kind of maybe help a person mature quicker, because they've seen the other side.
Yep.
And it was cool that they did have such a deep conversation.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So he does get the rose, obviously.
Yeah.
But before we move on in the episode, let's take a minute to talk about that ice cream sundae they were eating. It looked like for a family of 50.
Yeah, that was obviously for show.
Yeah, like, why? But I hope it didn't go to waste and they shared it with production, because that's absurd.
That's like one of those things, like, there'll be some restaurant, it's usually like in a country town or something, and it's like if you finish this and it's something astronomical, like you get a free meal or a free t-shirt or something.
I hope you get a free toilet. You're gonna have the rent for eating that.
You don't have a dairy problem.
If I ate that, I'd probably explode. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're actually, not just to be on the ice cream topic, at a local chocolate shop near us. I think Sarah's actually has a big ice cream thing. Not as quite as big as that, but I swear I've seen like a family like giant sundae there.
Well, to be honest, I think they use a giant ice cream scooper because I can't eat more than one scoop.
Oh
they
God,
just
yeah.
Give you,
it's massive.
it's
there.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe it was a place like that just has a over the top ice cream scooper.
So the Hulk is scooping the ice cream.
There's really big women back there. Just you need more, like grandmothers.
Bertha.
Ugh.
Okay, so back at the house, the guys are mad at Noah, shocker, because he was bummed he isn't going on the group date. They feel he's being greedy. Okay, so I'm just gonna address that. I felt like there was nothing wrong with Noah saying that he was bummed out because technically he wasn't really on that date from the get-go. So I wasn't actually sure if he was going to be put on the next date or if they would have said like, all right, you got a rose, you're done. So there's no purpose for him to be on that date. And honestly, like just expressing that you were bummed, what is wrong with that?
Yeah, it makes me wonder if there's what's being said that was cut.
Mm-hmm.
Because either Noah's being really ridiculous or the guys are being really ridiculous.
Correct. I agree. So basically they move on to the date, and the date is truth or dare, and Tasia brings past Bachelor contestants that she says are her like best friends. I actually don't know who those girls are. I don't, because again, I haven't really watched this franchise in a while.
Yeah.
So maybe they're cool. I don't know. Some of the dares included asking Chris to sign their butts. My favorite was when they had to moan over the speaker.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
And the other guys were just so frightened.
Yeah, I would have been frightened too, especially when Blake got on there. It was like,
it was gross.
It sounds like he had a personal problem.
Yeah. I think somebody said, like, he needs to see a doctor.
Yeah, it just sounded rough. Kenny's went on for a very long time.
Yeah, they're like, it's time,
Yeah.
it's time.
You're done. And then the last thing they had to do was eat a whole habanero pepper and then propose to Tasia. And of all the guys, I thought Bennett's proposal was on point.
It was really good, and I think she really connected with it. But I wanted to bring up the one thing you left out. They had to drink like a shake that looked like a normal smoothie or whatever, but it had the list of ingredients. Why in God's name did they read them?
Because they're stupid.
Like, I would have just been like, oh, this looks like blueberry. Threw it down the hatch, left it at that.
Yeah, because like they all actually looked good. So like if you didn't know what was in them, yeah. And I bet you like the berries overpowered the flavors probably.
I bet you they didn't even have that crap in there.
Oh, probably not.
It was just to gross them out.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, so then they move on to the truth part of the date. And so I pulled just a couple of things. So Bennett talks about how he was previously engaged and he called it off, and he has no regrets. So Bennett actually got kind of real, and that's like the first time we've actually seen Bennett be kind of like personable, because I feel like most of his stuff really is like
he's very
dry.
He's always on, like sense of humor, stuff like that.
Yeah. Then Blake says he has great relationships with all of his exes. Now, that can be true. I'm not saying it's not true, but I've said this on an episode before. There's something about him that I don't trust.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I think that's weird to have great relationships with all your exes. I mean, maybe someone.
Or
but
was
he
always in the friend zone and thought he was in the relationship?
Yeah, it just makes it like, what kind of relationships? Like,
yeah.
Was it like some quick thing or something? But like, were you in relationships with girls over time and you just like, now you're just great friends?
Yeah, because like the thing is, like, I think of like some exes, like, I don't want to be your friend. Like, I have no reason to be your friend.
Absolutely.
I guess if you had a child with this person,
yeah.
And even then, like, my parents are divorced and they're not friends.
No.
So like,
no, but I mean, you have to communicate and you have to be civil.
Yeah.
Especially when the child's like an actual child. And
yeah.
They're like under 18 and everything, but you know, that's weird to me.
Agreed. So Blake, we see you.
Yeah.
We see you out there. Zach C. He has good chemistry. He does get the rose of the date. I think they've kind of foreshadowed Zach C, I think, since the very beginning, and I think he's definitely going to be a front runner. But yeah, honestly, I don't think they go together.
I don't see anything there, and it's just weird to me that he's still even on. But there's
something for Tasia. So yeah. And it looks like next week's episode, it gets little steamy with him.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth about Zach, I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy or anything, but he doesn't seem like, he's one of those guys, like, you kind of forget their name.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, who's that guy again?
Like Joe. Like, yeah. Oh, when he got kicked off, I was like, oh, he was still there? Oh, okay. Joe's still there. But not anymore.
Like, honestly, and I think a lot of this has to do with, like, the whole Claire and Dale thing. Like, you didn't even know there were other guys but Dale on there.
Right.
And I forgot there was an Asian guy on this season.
Yeah, Joe.
Because it's like, you don't see him on there.
No. You just probably thought he was a crew member.
Yeah. Oh, they have the guy holding the light out here, you know.
Joe,
like,
what are you doing?
Just, like, bad, like, production scene going on. That's, yeah, because he's never on anything.
No. Mm-mm. The only thing I remember him saying from last episode was something about, like, he's played volleyball and he's not aggressive, like, in sports. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Bye, Joe.
I'm glad we got to know him. But, well, I guess I'll just wait till the rose ceremony.
Okay.
Talk about that at the end. But.
So, moving on, I think we should talk about the two gentlemen that decide to sneak off to Tayshia's room.
Okay, yeah, this was probably getting into my favorite part of the episode. So Ben was, you know, he was hemming and hawing all episode, getting on my nerves about the last episode when, oh yeah, I wanted to wait until the end because blah, blah, blah. I want to be in the front of her mind. So that didn't get to happen because of Nate's mustache. And then Ed is just thinking, you know, she's not thinking too good of me now. Nope. So I want to go see her. So we're thinking the guys are going to meet somewhere. Yeah. Trying to go because it looked like they left at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought they were going to literally run into each other. And when Ed knocked on the door, I thought, oh, he's going to see Ben in there and it's going to be awkward. But it was awkward for a different reason.
Actually, I didn't think it was awkward at all.
I thought it was awkward for Chris more than...
For a minute. But, you know, at the end of the episode, and I guess this isn't really kind of jumping ahead because it was just the way they put it. But I thought the best chemistry all season was between Ed and Chris Harrison.
You know what? They should give each other a rose.
They should. I mean, they shared probably a bottle of red wine.
Yeah.
They had a nice conversation. It was like 2:30 in the morning, as well as what they told us anyways.
Yeah.
And it just seemed really nice.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, though, because he was so confused. But Ed, I feel like, is awkward in general. So, like, Chris was just like, what are you doing here? Her room's like way over there, and then he just stands there and Chris is like, do you want to come in?
Yeah, it was nice because like he told him he was like, you know we don't like how you don't knock before you come in.
That was funny. He's like, so I should knock? Okay.
So that was cute. Yeah. But I mean the whole Ben and Tayshia little date there, it was pretty nice. I mean, he had champagne delivered. They kind of, I guess, made up.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like she said she forgives him, and I feel like they feel good about where they are. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, I like Ben.
Yeah.
I do. I think they would be good together.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's production saying, oh, be wall up with him. Because, like, honestly, he hasn't done anything to me that would be like, oh, he's a bad boy. Like, stay away from him. Like, in my eyes.
No, I don't know if it's just the way he's being portrayed, but I think it's meant to look like she wants somebody who's like really a real hunter, and he's looking like he's just a real sissy boy.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Yeah, I agree. So then we move forward to the next day, and they're getting ready for the rose ceremony, and the guys are, of course, still on edge about Noah. So Tayshia comes in, and Ben takes Tayshia away first. Basically, he says he just wants to continue proving that he will show up. So he does what he says. So good for Ben. Noah goes and talks to Tayshia now. And, okay, Noah. Basically, I mean, this is probably producer-induced, obviously. But he says the guys are causing trouble. And he says that the guys are basically saying Noah got a rose because Tayshia wanted to start drama in the house. Like,
that's not what
she's there for. Yeah, and they didn't say that, and they basically, why would she want to start drama in the house? That seems silly. But I mean, it all seems like producer induced to me. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of shots where you get Noah making these like smirks, and part of me is like, is he doing it because like they're telling him to do these, or is the camera just catching him at a time where he laughed at someone else's joke and it's just all the editing's just done really, really well, which who knows?
Yeah, or I mean, it can even just be him, like, him trying to get opportunities out of this, and him trying to get Instagram followers.
Oh, yeah.
And get HelloFresh endorsements. Like, honestly, because he's so young.
Yeah.
And he looks so goofy.
Yes. Agreed. There's always one of them.
I think he might even be gay. Like,
I didn't get that vibe.
I don't know. It's a feeling.
Okay, maybe he is. So the guys are obviously mad at Noah for saying stuff to Tasia because he kind of like hints that he said something.
Yeah.
And then Bennett, he's scolding Noah like he's a child. His child.
It was so funny though. He was like, I don't want to be here breastfeeding Noah.
So it's just kind of funny. And they flash forward to like, if we flash forward to like the previews for next week, basically there's definitely some more tension between Noah and Bennett. And obviously one of them I'm sure is going to go home next week, but I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I kind of feel like Bennett is just as bad as Noah, because I feel like he started these little bickering with other people, not just Noah. Like he did it with Ed, he did it with the dude that goes home, I can't remember his name, that's how relevant he is. Chasen, thank you. Yeah, so I don't know, like,
well, the reason I think Noah is worse, well, first of all, that mustache is hard for me, but the fact that Noah went and said something to Tasia.
Yeah, that's
like,
but Ed did the same thing. He was a tattletale twice.
I feel like though Ed's kind of stupid.
No,
so I give him. Like that's the thing though. It's like, oh well, he's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, Noah, I feel like Noah's immature, and Ted's stupid.
Yeah. Okay, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Neither
of them are gonna win.
Those are the reasons that I don't like them.
Yeah, and they're good TV, so
yeah,
they're gonna probably be around for a while. Yeah, I'll be interested to see. So if Noah stays over Bennett next week, obviously, Noah's here for good TV. If Bennett stays, then all right.
Yeah.
So, the guys that go home, Joe, he's still there, but not anymore.
When Joe, like, that's kind of when I noticed it when he said, like, something to Tasia. I was like, oh, there's an Asian guy now. But I was like, that was so mature. Like, what specifically he said.
Yeah.
I thought it was really nice and mature. But, he probably didn't have a connection because he never, like, saw her.
Yeah, agreed.
Before that time.
Kenny goes, should have done a better song.
Yeah.
You had every opportunity, Kenny. But also I didn't see any sparks between them.
Nobody.
And then Chasen went home, which I thought he was going to go home last week. Yeah. So yeah, there was no connection there. And although I am surprised that Ed stayed over Chasen, but I feel like
they should have both went home last week.
Yeah, agreed. So that was just a weird one to me. And then I don't remember the fourth guy's name.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
It was another guy
that you never saw airtime. No. So thanks, Claire. Your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking Claire. Oldest Bachelorette in Bachelorette history.
Shouldn't we bring up the rumor that's going around?
Oh, yeah. Since this episode's over, yeah. So apparently, Dale's doing a little cheat and cheat on Claire. So people say.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily put it past either of them because I think they're just out there for some kind of endorsement.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, like, whether it's true or not, like, whatever, and like they keep making all these like Instagram reels and these TikToks of them together, so like to prove that they're like in love and happy.
Oh, is that? And I know that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But how does that prove?
Because everything on social media is real.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Everything you see.
I'm stupid.
Everything is real. No, but like, it's just like, yeah, like again, like that doesn't prove anything. Like, cool, you made a TikTok and you're in love. Okay. Cool.
Could you imagine if your relationship was just like 18 hours a day of TikToks?
Oh God, I'd kill myself.
It would be your business partner.
Yeah, basically. So that's, at this point, they probably are business partners because, again, like I think, and we've said it from the get-go, Dale's doing this to further his career, and
So it's Claire.
Yeah,
it's
Claire's
mutual.
Yeah, she's been doing this whole Bachelorette, whatever thing for the last like 20 years. So yeah, you know, COVID times are hard. Gotta make some money.
Exactly. Couldn't take an opportunity when it presents itself.
Yep, and here it was. You know, on our episode 11 of our regular podcast, we do cover conspiracy theories, so please go check that out. But on that note, I saw a YouTube video that there's a conspiracy theory about Claire even being on the episode.
Okay.
So the episode, what the YouTube says is that Tasia was going to be the Bachelor because like the producers saw things with Claire going wrong and they panicked. So apparently the producers have cut and edited things to make Claire seem that she's this like evil person, and I guess that's not the case. Like she did actually try to like get to know the other guys, but the way it was edited, the conspiracy states and says that they made us believe this whole relationship with Dale was different, and the fact that they did this so we would be excited for Tasia, because they felt that Bachelor Nation wouldn't accept a new Bachelorette. So that's the whole conspiracy. Basically, it was just to like, ooh, Claire, ooh, Dale, and yay, Tasia, you're our hero. That was kind of what the whole conspiracy is. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't actually believe that, just because of like reading back about Dale trying to grow in like his career. So I stand by what I believe. So I debunk that conspiracy, but it could be true. I don't know.
I mean, maybe she was edited to look worse than she really is.
Everybody is.
So
yeah,
that could be true.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all reality TV, it's like that.
And I mean, a lot of conspiracies do have nuggets of truth in them.
Yeah. So I mean, I believe a lot of things. So
yeah. Check it out, episode 11, 2nicoles1 podcast.
Yes, please check us out.
Yes. So you could actually find that, obviously, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen to podcasts, and then look for us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, 2nicoles1 podcast, and Twitter, 2nic1 podcast. And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.